Rites of Passage initiative is all about a full-on community approach to healthy socialization and manhood and young manhood development for our young boys. We really deeply believe that a young man, a young boy can't be what he doesn't see. And so first and foremost, we're working with the men before they even get to the boys. We're working with the men first to ensure that they have a healthy conception of manhood development, what it means to be re-Africanized, what it means to have strong self-esteem and connection to being an African in America, in this toxic land. We then prepare those men to go and work with our boys to do the deep and heavy and soul-filling work of working with our young boys to grow and matriculate into healthy adulthood.
It's essential for the socialization and cultivation of black manhood, and it's good to have a community celebration for that. So that's why I'm here. Yeah, I think unfortunately in this society, the transition from boyhood to manhood, there aren't very many formal processes, and there's so many important things that it's important for someone to learn to kind of mature into manhood in a way that's healthy, in a way that affirms and supports the community. So to me, that's the most important function of it, is that structured transition to adulthood, to manhood. I think and for the community to celebrate that, I think is really important.
There are men out here working to better themselves outside of the traditional pathways, right? So outside of getting money, outside of getting accolades, awards, and degrees and things, there are other pathways that you can prove yourself and improve yourself in front of your community. So that's one, that's a really big, important piece. The other thing is that it's good for young men to come and see this so that they can feel that there's a way that they too, just average young men and women, can raise the energy and raise the level of their community. If you're in the room, you feel how just average people can raise the energy. And I think that's something that young people love. They want to be able to pull attention to themselves in a positive way. They want to be able to raise the vibe and raise the energy and be the center of attention in a positive way. And I think that's a really important piece that we demonstrate here.
So we believe that it's critically important that we continue the tradition of providing African-centered and cultural programming for black men and boys so they will have a healthy socialization process through life. Too many young black men grow up in Baltimore and navigate to the street life, and they just don't realize our rich history and the rich cultural traditions of African people, not just in Baltimore City, but across the country. And so we believe what we do instills a high level of racial pride, high levels of accountability, and a process to teach boys about healthy manhood and masculinity.
I think it's important because our community has lost its way, and I feel like a lot of our community, they have lost hope in our young men because of the stigma that they get. But this program has showed me how, they're taking it back. They're revamping these young men and shaping them into who they are, who they could be. And it's just such a beautiful and positive thing.
Just connecting back into my AI, my African intelligence, the thing that my mother put into me when I was a little kid. So connecting with the Rites of Passage was adding the extra building blocks to add on top of the foundation that my mother built for me when I was 10 years old at the age of my pops. If it wasn't for the Baltimore community and the community raising, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. So it was very important for me to come connect with the Rites of Passage so I can spread this energy to the next generation. You can't take nobody through something that you ain't been through yourself. So it was very important for me to make sure I went through the process, something that I've been yearning to complete since my dad died when I was 10. So I'm about to be 50 years old, so this is the start of a new journey. I'm reintroducing myself and bringing myself back to the community as the Leg Bay Kojo, ready to lead the community to the next way. Peace and power to the people. Salute.
It's something that matters for our communities for a number of reasons, because it brings us together and it makes us appreciate one another. I've worked with several lines and several individuals in this process over the years, and each time I give them something, but I feel like I get more back because it makes me understand the world about us and what we can do as a collective through that process. One of the things that was interesting about this year is that everybody was so energized, and they made a lot of growth and maturity as men over these past 5 or 6 months. So I found that whole process amazing. I found it nation building. I found it as a way of unifying us, particularly at a time when we have so much dissension and crisis in the nation.
Rites of Passage movement started more than 30 years ago, and I've been a part of it since the mid-90s. This particular initiative started about 3 years ago, and I've been a part of it since the inception of us working to organize to get the brothers to go through this process. The men have gone through a serious process. It's a great victory for them. The energy they have is what we call ishegun, victory. So in this process, we look at the elders and we look at the young men that have come through this process and the whole coming together with the community, and for the community to see what they have done, what they have, the victory they have achieved. So that's the ultimate for me, to see these brothers go forward and get this acclamation and recognition for the hard work they have done.